Hi there, Pisces. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome to your weekly reading. Back with me again, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. For those of you who are in my channel, hello. And for those of you who haven't in a long time, welcome back. So this is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign. So you might want to check those placements, and this is a general reading, so this may or may not resonate with you. And because this is a general reading, so the readings, actually the rules might get reversed. And don't forget, we're doing things a little bit differently this time, because we're going to have a pick a card reading for advice, general or relationship, by the end of the session. All right. Pisces, so if you guys are dealing with one person, because your overall energy for now is that you have a Hangman, you have a Five of Wands, and you also have the Seven of Swords. So you're kind of like a little bit torn. If you guys are dealing with one person only, right? Because we do two people scenarios as well. If you guys are dealing with one person, you're kind of like a little bit torn right now, because at some point you feel that you want to just go in your shelter and just become the caterpillar and then just wait for the situations to unroll. You want to see what happens. But on the other hand, you also feel the need to cause a little bit of a disruptions into the relationship, because there's something here that you would like to know. And what are the challenges of this relationship is one is you have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a lack of tangible action that provide you with the secure feelings of, yep, I think things are going to change. And the second one is that you have a Four of Swords. So you might be dealing with somebody who is a bit dismissive or who is a bit avoidant, in a way that every time you try to communicate or every time you try to throw hints at them that you're feeling not so good about something, it feels as if like it falls into a deaf ear, or you guys are talking or throwing hints at a brick wall, if that makes sense. So what is going on in the past? It's a very different energy in here, because, you know, you're kind of like are very, very charged. You have a Chariot card in here. So you are charged, but the energy is different. The way that they show it versus the way that you show it is a bit different, because they're much more of an earthy type of way. They want to progress really slow. They want to move in really, really slow. They feel that they've already done the consistent or enough effort for this relationship, while also at the same time. So it's like come in and then go. Come in and go. Where you're much more charged here. You have a Chariot and you also have an Emperor. And Chariot is usually like, you know where you want to go, and you're coming in there with a fierce determination, right? And you also have an Emperor. So Emperor is like very, very charged, and his Aries card is a Mars card. So it's head first. So let's do this. Let's make changes. Let's rule something. It's very strong there. And with this person, you do have like a little bit of an unwavering devotions and loyalty that you have towards them, in a way that if you need something from me, I will always be there to help you, because I do care for you. But for some reason, you're taking a role of masculine. So regardless of the gender, you guys are taking the role of a masculine. So which means the protector, the leader, the one who initiate things, you know, something like that. Whereas them, they're much more of a follower, not as much as a leader. So they will follow you blindly. If you guys are going to A, they're going to go to A. If you guys are going to B, they're going to go to B, you know. But now things are changing, because now they kind of like have a fire there. They have a King of Wands, which is good. And they kind of like want to rebuild things again, you know, with that Seven of Wands. Things were... They kind of like want to build things again. But again, you know, because there's a King of Wands in there, we're also talking about ego there, right? So you see they have a King of Wands there. They also have the Seven of Wands. So the roles are a little bit reversed in here, in a way that they're starting to take on that. They're starting to take on that masculine role, to be the initiator, to be the leader and everything like that. But the thing about the King of Wands is that it's not somebody who you can process. It's not somebody that it's a bit difficult to criticize, especially with that Seven of Wands next to it, because they're very defensive. So when you push them, they're going to push you right back. But for some reason, when that thing comes, because this is a current energy, so this might happen around 17th to 24th of August, when that thing comes around where you try to push them and then they're kind of like reacting and pushing you back, it kind of like make you feel good at some point, because you feel like, oh wow, like finally I got a reaction. Because usually in the past you don't get that much of a reaction, But I think in this 1 week to come, you guys are going to get a reaction out of them. That means 5 cards in the future. And it's just going to make you happy, and it's just going to make you, yeah, so now finally I get a reaction, and let's do that trust fall, let's do that jump fall. I love it when he or she is like that, because then it kind of like solidify, or it kind of like justify that that person cares or something like that. And with that type of argument or fight, or each other pushing each other's buttons and everything like that, you guys are going to be having like this 4 of Wands moment. So maybe like a great makeup sex or something, but it's very passionate. Three of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. All right. But here's the thing, Pisces. I don't know, man. Like for some reason, them reacting to you is not enough. So don't push it. Don't push that argument too far. Don't push it. Don't push it too much, because it kind of like depends on what you want out of this relationship. If you want things to go smoothly, and if you want this to end up being like a healthy relationship, it's a lot better for you guys to start, communicating what you need from them. You need them to be more emotional responsive of your needs. Like just kind of like tell them that, instead of so there's 2 scenarios in here. So for the first part is that there is going to be an ex who comes through, or somebody who you have like a great connection with right from the get-go, right from the start. And because of that, and you feel that this person, whoever it is that you've been dealing with for quite a while, is not fulfilling your emotional needs, you would then try to move on because you found like another connection. And that person is going to be extremely salty. And this person is going to be completely cutting you off. And they're going to act a little bit aloof, as if like it doesn't bother them that much. And then to some of you, it's either an ex or somebody new, though, because you have a 2 of Pentacles in here right at the bottom of your deck, which means that, to some of you, you might be juggling 2 different people at the same time. We're going to do the 2 people scenarios really soon. But if you guys are only focusing on one person, then again, there's going to be, I don't know, I feel like you guys are kind of like threatening, or you're kind of like giving them a hint that you're leaving, something like that, like you 8 of Cups. You're going to be very, very emotionally charged. Your objective, your intention was actually to have a 3 of Pentacles. You kind of like want to work out this relationship, but the way that you communicate it, because it's way too emotional, and then this person, again, remember this person is a King of Wands, so they kind of like feel it hit their ego a little too much, and they're going to be like, okay, fine, if you want to leave, then leave, and I'm going to act aloof as much as I can. So that's kind of like how their energy is. But with this person, if you're keen on sticking with this person just, you feel the sense of familiarity. Like for some reasons, you guys believe that it's either a twin flame connection or it's a soulmate connection. So those type of belief are the one thing that kind of like making you stick to them for some reason. So if you want to work it out with them, it's better to be openly communicating rather than just kind of like threatening or giving a hint that if things doesn't change, you want to leave and everything like that. Just tell them, like, I think it will be nice if you're nicer to me. It will be nice if you're much more emotional responsive to me than, because I feel quite emotionally abandoned and everything like that. It's a lot better for you to be open than to do, in the future. You know what I mean? All right, so that is it if you guys are dealing with one person. For pick a card reading, I'm going to put it on a timestamp on this video. And now we're moving on to the two people scenario. So if you guys are only doing one person, your reading ends now. Okay, so if you guys are dealing with two people, person A, I think, is somebody who you have had a history with, because with this person, you resurrect, you transform, and you find your teeth, you find yourself again, and you're like the emperor. So I'm not going to let you cross my boundaries again. You know, I'm going to be much more in control with myself. I'm going to protect my head. I'm going to protect my thoughts. I'm going to protect my space. So that's what happened in the past. And this person, Six of Swords, it was hurtful, the relationship between you and them for both parties. So they are also kind of like tried to move away. But with this person, for some reason, there's just like this either lack of closure or lack of clarity. There's just so many things that's been questions inside of your head that you've been wondering about for quite a while. That makes it hard for you to close this chapter. Let me clarify something. Okay, so if you guys are dealing with a Scorpio or a Gemini, this person is going to kind of like, I'm sorry guys, it's like somebody who sells things there. So it's going to be a bit noisy with the music. But anyway, if you guys are dealing with a Scorpio and a Gemini, this person is going to, Scorpio, Gemini, and Capricorn. This person is going to reach out to you, but in a Page of Cups in reverse type of way. So it's a bit charming, telling you things that you want to hear, but there's a lack of follow-up to it, which is going to make it hard for you. So be careful with this person. I don't really like this energy at all. And then in the future, this person is going to be like the Five of Swords. So why they're doing that is because they want to kind of like hurt you. Sorry for being too honest, but yeah, but it is what it is, because the love is no longer there. It's just, I don't know, I feel like you guys have hurt their pride or hurt their ego or something, and there's so many games going on in here, and they're just being petty. So they might come around, be nice to you, lure you back in, just to end up Five of Swords being mean or cut you off or ghost you or disappear to you immediately after that. And that's because they're acting petty. However, if you're not dealing with those three signs, then again, this person, I feel that you guys are going to be either giving them hints or you're kind of like communicating to them. There's going to be a period of time in this month where you feel so strongly and intensely about this person, and you're revisiting. You're walking down the memory lane. See here with the Eight of Cups? It's a bit different in this particular deck of mine. It's not leaving. It's kind of like looking at those empty cups. So you're going to be revisiting that, and there's going to be like a lot of impulse coming in for you, and you might want to do something about it, whether explicitly or implicitly. Again, this person is the Five of Swords. You hurt their ego, so they're like not too easy for Guso, not too easy. So that's person A. Person B is somebody who put in the work. They're consistent because they have the Eight of Pentacles in here. They even if you have like problem maybe with your tire or with your laptop or with your house or anything like that, this person is willing to help. So the energy of the relationship between you and them is much more of like an act of services type of love language, you know what I mean? So in the now though, they feel that you need to add something. You need to add more passion maybe. So this person is ready to rebuild, and you feel that, you know what, like I may not love you yet, but I trust you as a friend. I like the friendship aspect of this relationship. It's different with person A, because person A, you're so emotionally charged, right? You're kind of like, it's almost like an obsession, I have to be honest with you. But with this person is like, I like the friendship aspect. I kind of trust this person, you know, because the action that they've done to me prove that they're trustworthy somewhat. And so in the future, you guys are going to start loving this person with the Six of Cups. You're starting to realize that there's so many similarities that is going on between the two of you. You might invite them, or they might invite you to either a family or a friends gathering or something, but you guys are going to be looking, or going to be in a situation or environment where you guys are looking at people with children, and you're starting to fantasize like, wow, it would be nice to be with this person having that or something like that. But you will have but this person is like, wait, whoa, chill, you know what I mean, chill, like let's just not go there first. Let's build this relationship first. So that's you with person B. So I think you're going to fall with person B rather than person A. This person is much more of a temperance card. So they're like, okay, let's take things slow. Let's see where it goes. You know, let's see what happens. Let's just go with the flow and something like that. All right. So that is it if you guys are dealing with two people. Now let's start our pick a card reading. All right, let's go. First, card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and card number 4. I'll give you 15 seconds of silence. So, for those of you who chose card number 1, you have adjustments are required. You have the third quarter moon. When this card came through, sometimes, well, it's obvious, right? Adjustments is required in a way that you guys are stuck in a position, and it also has to do with expectations. You know what I mean? So what is it that you're expecting out of this relationship? Is it feasible or not? It's adjustment of expectations, it's adjustment of compromise, it's adjustment of the way that you talk, it's adjustment because things has been stuck in a rut for quite a while, and you need to adjust to the situation to keep it going, regardless of whatever it is that you want. If you want to move forward with this person, it means that you not only do you need to listen to what you want, you also need to listen to what they want, and then both of you adjust to each other's needs and what is it that you could do to keep this relationship going forward. However, if you're trying to move forward and move on, you know, you're releasing the old energy and you're trying to move on from this person, what this means it's that you need to adjust your expectations. Like, start to see, like, is what I'm expecting in a partner is realistic? Because in Indonesia, we have this saying that's called memantaskan diri. It means that we have to level up or we have to level down. There's so many people who out there who says that, oh, I want to have like a beautiful or handsome guy. I want to have a successful person, loyal, blah, 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 blah. But in every religious or every spiritual scriptures out there, there's always a saying that a good person for a good person, a bad person for a bad person. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's like that. It's just that it's always on the same level. So if you're expecting this much, you need to adjust yourself to be this much so that you can meet what you're expecting. But if you think that you're not this much yet, well, then get to that position or maybe adjust your expectations, because there's also a lot of people around you, Pisces, that are interested in you, but it's just that your expectations are so high. You know what I mean? Right? So that is for those of you who chose card number 1. I'm going to cut for a while because my battery is low. Okay, so I'm back. So for those of you who chose card number 2, you have don't let pride get in your way. You have full moon in Leo. So usually you might be dealing with somebody with a Leo placement. So with people with Venus and Mars and Leo usually are Leo Sun, Virgo, or Libra, or Leo, Cancer, and Gemini. But Leo Moon could be anybody. Leo Rising could be anybody, but usually within those signs. You know what? Pride is the one thing that kind of like hinders us from saying the things that we want to say the most. Like, I love you, I miss you, and I'm sorry. Yeah. And not only that, pride also what hinders us every time we want to speak or become vulnerable to our partner or to whoever it is that we're dealing with. when we want to say what has been bothering us. You know what I mean? So what is it? Like, if you need help, just ask for help. It's okay for you to ask for help. Nobody is going to look down on you every time you ask for help. You know, the people that you're dealing with actually loves you, so they'll be very, very gladly helping you out. Or maybe you are in a situations where you're jealous of your partner is dealing with, you know, maybe they're spending way too much time with their families or their children, or, you know, a female friend or a guy friend that you feel a little bit uneasy about, and you have a trouble of communicating because you are afraid that this person is going to think less of you, or you don't want to look like you're obsessed. You kind of like want to have this image that you want to uphold or anything like that. Well, that's your pride getting in your way. You know, try to really look at yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, like, what is it that is hindering me from getting that peace of mind that I want? Is it healthy or not? Because Leo is actually a very, very healthy sign, because it's big, it's warm-hearted. I mean, it's ruled by the sun, right? But when it's a full moon, it gets over the top. So as you have pride, that is okay. But as long as it's not over the top, it can actually hinder that process of you achieving what is it that you want. All right, guys? So that is it if you guys are dealing, if you chose card number 2. So for those of you who chose card number 3, you have what do you need to release? Waning moon. So waning moon is the moon cycle after full moon, and then it starts to fall away until it reaches into new moon, right? So it goes from big until small, until small, until small. So it's a period of falling away. It's a period of, well, situation has reached its peak, regardless of whatever situation that you're in. So for instance, if you've been in a very, very hellish type of situations, trust me, it won't get any worse than that. It has already peaked. But because it's already a full moon, it means that it's already blooming into something. Now it's time for things that are unnecessary to die down, so that you can turn to the next chapter or to the next page. So ask yourself, what is it that you need to release? I'm pretty sure that you actually already have a clarity or closure or confirmations or informations or whatever it is that you've been looking for. Whether it be your partner is saying it explicitly, or you have concluded it with yourself. You have made that final conclusion with yourself, but it's just so hard for you to let it go. But things needs to be let go in order for new things to grow. Just so you know. All right. So that's for those of you who chose card number 3. Now let's move on to those of you who chose card number 4. You have look at the bigger picture. You also have full moon in Sagittarius. So many full moon card here. You have full moon in Sagittarius. So you might be dealing with somebody who is a total opposite of Pisces, you know, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter has a tendency to look at a bigger picture. Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter. What's opposite you will be Virgo and also Gemini. So in a way that I feel that you have been looking into your relationship in a very detail-oriented manner. There's one thing, so let's just say this is your relationship. You've been focusing on one tiny spot for quite a while. You've been fixated on that. It could be a bad thing or it could be a good thing. And what the card suggests is that, you know what, let's just look at the bigger picture. And it's usually the other way around, you know what I mean? So if you guys have been fixated solely on a good quality of your partner, even though your friends or maybe your families or you yourself know that, you know what, I don't think this person is a good person. This is such a toxic situation, but they're so good at this. When they said that I was the love of their life, and they're so good at this. When you guys are focusing on the good thing, usually it's the other way around whenever this card comes out. However, if you guys have been looking or fixated on the negative things, like, oh wow, I really hated when on Tuesday, March something 2019 or 2020, you did this to me, and you've been so fixated on the problem, or you've been so fixated on that character flaw that they have. When you look at the big picture, things are actually good. You know what I mean? So it's usually the other way around. It depends on when you're watching this video, what do you think of your partner? Are you fixated on their good quality, or are you fixated on their bad quality, and just kind of like draw your conclusion based on that? All right. So I think that is it for my reading for you, Pisces. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for another weekly reading. All right. Bye-bye, guys. Have a great day. I love you.